With the Formula One season coming to a close last week, the curtains have been dropped and what is left is behind-the-scenes work. This is in preparation for the next season, as all teams intended to perform better than the last. Some teams would have to work on their cars, while others would need personnel changes that would help elicit improvements. With these changes being made widespread among the F1 team, Mercedes has also made a bold move that should help improve their performance. Last season, the team had Lewis Hamilton and George Russell to help them push for glory. However, an addition to the team is already in the books, and Toto Wolff believes this will make all the difference. Hey guys, welcome to our YouTube channel where we bring you all things sports and racing. On today's episode, we'll be looking at Mercedes principal Toto Wolff promising Mick Schumacher a third driver role. So before we continue, kindly subscribe to our channel and turn on post notifications so you can get all our content as it drops. Let's get started. As should be known by every Formula One team, the race for the top is quite competitive, and bringing in your best guns is a requirement. So when Toto Wolff decided to pledge a third driver spot to Schumacher, it was quite understandable. The Formula One team needed a boost or a replacement that would be able to match other teams' drivers' levels, while still providing stiff competition. Although the role hasn't yet been agreed upon, the German driver has the chance to join one of the most illustrious teams in Formula One. For many, this might seem like a boost for his career, as he had just been dropped by Haas after the just concluded season. That made it 2 years with the team, and a replacement, Nico Hülkenberg, has already been selected to race for them. Since the rule of 10 competition states that every team is expected to have 2 drivers, Haas taking on a new driver leaves Schumacher with no better option. Any team he decides to join would have him as a third driver or reserve. Maybe this might be a way to help him get a bit of recommendation on his resume. As a third driver for the Mercedes team, he would easily fit into any team if the opportunity arrived. Upon further introspection, we have to also understand that the decision by Mercedes was influenced by their need to cover up for the departure of the reserve drivers Nyck de Vries and Stoffel Vandoorne. For de Vries, joining up with AlphaTauri allows him to fight for a chance at redemption or growth, while Vandoorne switches to Aston Martin, where he would be a reserve driver. Now, what this means is that Wolff needs drivers that would shadow Russell and Hamilton. For Wolff, the drivers he had on his books were Schumacher and Daniel Ricciardo, but the Italian-Australian driver chose to rather go back to Red Bull after his stint with McLaren. This might pose an issue for Wolff, who needs to get quality on his reserve team, but now he has been turned down by Ricciardo and is still trying to convince Schumacher to join Mercedes. However, for Wolff, he believes that it's only a matter of time before Schumacher takes the offer on the table. According to the Mercedes gaffer, he believes that with the pledge on the table, Schumacher has very limited options that would be favourable to him. In an interview with Racing News, he said, "Mick is someone that has always been close to our heart because of his father Michael and the whole Schumacher family." He also believes that the bond between his team and the Schumacher family would allow Mick to consider an offer and work with them. As family history goes, the Schumachers have a long-standing relationship with Mercedes, and Mick would consider those options because he knows that the working relationship would definitely be favourable. Wolff also went on to say that he believes Mick has so much potential that Mercedes can help him attain as long as he joins them. In his words, he said, Mick, has been very successful in junior formulas, and we believe we can look after him if the situation were to happen. He noted that Mick is someone that would fit perfectly with the cultures and value of the team, and a deal is all that is between the present and the future. Wolff also went on to say, "We haven't really come anywhere close to any terms." And what this means is that if he were to consider, they would be waiting for him at Brackley. According to Wolff, the reason why he's putting out is that he believes that this is a deal that should happen. Once Schumacher considers the deal, and his manager is also interested, then they can move on to the next stage. Let's take a quick break. Before we continue, we'd like to remind you that you should subscribe to our channel and turn on post notifications if you haven't done so already. This gives you access to all our amazing content and allows you to receive notifications as they drop. Let's get back to Schumacher. One thing we also have to consider is that Wolff is fighting to have Mick on his team, but the young driver has other options. One move that may be in the view for Schumacher is joining Ferrari, where he would join the Drivers' Academy. This may be a great choice for him as he has the time and environment to train better, but the Mercedes deal is more of a practical option. We should also not forget that Schumacher getting the Haas seat was due to the Ferrari Drivers' Academy's influence. This puts him in a precarious position, as he decides on the next step to take concerning his future. With speculation arising earlier in the year about Mick losing his FDA backing, the choice he has had to make may be direr than what we can ascertain. Ferrari's manager, Mattia Binotto, only had praise for Mick, as he believed that the driver is at a very important juncture in his career and the decision on his future is one to be carefully considered. He went on to say, "If you look back at how he started the season and where he's ending, he has shown that he's capable of progressing." So what is the best decision for Schumacher? Finally, we believe that drivers at this stage of their lives should make good choices because this could make or mar their careers. We have seen it happen time and time again that these decisions need to be well considered. However, the options before him are interesting and peculiar, but the turn his career takes from here on out rests on his decision. That's it, guys. We've come to the end of another episode, and of course, we hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like this video, and turn on post notifications. We are a team dedicated to bringing you the best content, and we don't want you to miss out on it. We'd also like you to share your opinions on this episode with us in the comment section below. And for now, thanks for joining us, and have a great one.